Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs in.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Just lay down.
Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Bob.
Well, you didn't expect the Champs to just go down and fold at home, did you? I don't expect them to go down to L.A. and just fold there either. But I think most of you expected the Champs would stand up and defend yesterday. Now, can they go and do it in L.A. is going to be the big question. Warriors survived the Lakers last night, 121-106, survive elimination. 3-2, headed down to Los Angeles, Crypto.com arena. Steph Curry led the way with 27. Still not a good performance out of Klay Thompson, but welcome to the party, Andrew Wiggins. Draymond Green gave you 20. And the Warriors are still alive. Knicks win as well. They're alive. They win at home. They'll head down to the Heat in Miami to play the Heat in Miami. Good morning to you. Merry Thursday. It is your opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie. Good day and happy schedule release day. I know this is a big holiday for y'all.
What'd it do?
Happy NFL schedule release day.
So is it better because it goes drip, drip, drip? I mean, like is it better that you're getting a little piece here and every hour they give you another game? Or would you?
Yeah, I just looked at my Twitter and all the leaks.
It literally feels like by the time the show goes on tonight, you're going to have the whole damn thing. No?
Yeah.
Probably pretty close.
Yep. All right, we'll give you the leaks that are coming up, and Marie will watch the Twitter and get you the latest Viking games that are where and when and how to get your tickets.
I like also the game that kicks off. I look forward to every
All right.
buddy's schedule.
It's an interesting one that opens the season. It's not
Sure
what you
does.
might have expected. Well, half of it certainly is, but the other half is not. So we're going to go through that as well. All right. Welcome to the party, Andrew Wiggins. All of a sudden, he looked like Andrew Wiggins a little bit like last year, didn't he? They moved the ball well to Golden State. Still nothing out of Klay Thompson. 3 out of 12 shooting, 11 points, which is really concerning because I told you I don't know that I think they can win 3 games and now 2 more without him finding a groove in at least one of them, and he didn't last night. Steph Curry is Steph Curry, and he's incredibly good. And then we got Anthony Davis being taken off the court in a wheelchair after getting hit in the head inadvertently by Kevon Looney. This morning, the talk is there is no concussion. I got to believe he'll play. I mean, it looked like he got hit on the side of the head, went over, obviously was dazed, wheelchair came over. They took him to the back of the house. I got to believe he'll play. Nobody says that official. Nobody says he won't. But the key to me last night is they got some scoring other than Stephen Curry. Andrew Wiggins was 10 of 8. Draymond brought some offense. Draymond hit a 3 early. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he was aggressive against Anthony Davis. And they moved the ball around. And again, assists on their 47 buckets. They had 29 assists, not nearly as good as the other day. But they hit shots, and Steph Curry was really good again.
6 different Warriors hit a 3-point shot in the first half. There's just certain teams that you know the way they need to play. Like other teams, you can more ISO heavy, you can figure things out. The Warriors, one of those teams, they're moving the basketball, they're flowing. That's when they're at their best. And we saw it last night with Wiggins 16 first half points, Green 14, Curry 12. They go on that 16-5 run in the second quarter just to take over the game. And right when the third quarter started, they picked up where they left off. And last night was no surprise. I think the majority of people were picking the Golden State Warriors. The question is, can they keep Anthony Davis out of concussion protocol? Because they did a good job of having no one associated with the Lakers mention that word last night.
That's right.
You take a hit like that, and it doesn't even look like he wants to open his eyes and put his head up. I don't know how he avoided it or how they kept it quiet this far, because that would change this series.
There was not a word, to your point, their trainer, John Ishop, nobody, their coach, his agent, nobody mentioned the word concussion. Now, they did say woozy. They did use the word woozy. The Lakers coach, Darvin Ham, after the game said, obviously, everyone saw he took a shot to the head, but we just checked on him. He seems to be doing good already. That's where he's at. That's the status of it now. That was his quote. I agree with you, man. That was good training by them. Don't use that word. Now, I don't know if it was a concussion or not, right? Did he hit his head on the floor? He did not. Did he? He got hit in the side of the head. It was a basketball play. I'm surprised they didn't look at it, aren't you?
Yeah,
if they'd have looked at it, would that have been a flagrant one?
No.
Even though, I mean, it was to the head.
It was
I've seen plenty of non-intentional hits to the head called flagrants.
They didn't review one the night before in the Suns game.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I don't think it should be, by the way. I just don't. I never think it should be. But I watch basketball plays all the time, and guys, go to block a shot, and they follow through and hit a guy in the head.
That's different.
But it's not to me. I mean, to me, it's not.
That's intentional.
No, it's not. If you go to block a shot.
If you come all the way down and smack the dude.
So you're supposed to go full speed until you get to here and get a full stop? No, come on. You think that's intentional that they hit him in the head?
Well, I am fine with those being a flagrant call.
That's
up
a whole philosophical
discussion. Miss the ball and smash a dude in the face.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's a flagrant foul.
Okay. Yeah, I dislike that call a lot. But it's the way the rules are. All right, so more about the Lakers, more about the Warriors last night.
More about the Warriors, but now it's a giant question mark. That's the biggest takeaway for me. Is Anthony Davis going to be able to play? Because if he's not, then this thing is flipped on its head.
So let me give you one other thing to be concerned about, and I've seen nothing about it, and I've looked for it this morning. LeBron came down on that foot in the third quarter, and that's the foot that's bothered him, and you saw him kind of wince and limp a little bit, and nothing was said about it much afterwards. Is that an issue? Because I wonder if it is. And I don't know if it's like I'm looking, I've seen all these things. He had a torn tendon in his foot. He missed a bunch of games back into the season. let me just put it on the table. I'm not sure I'm worried about it yet, but I think it's certainly something to look at.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about, right? You saw it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see? He didn't shoot well last night? I don't know that again. I'm not telling you that affected him. I don't know. He still had 25 points and 9 rebounds, and still was LeBron James, for crying out loud. But he was 9 of 17 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3-point land. Like the Lakers, when they're healthy, are really good. The whole question has been, can they stay healthy and go through 4 series? Right?
Yes.
They're deep into the second one. If they get through this, they're going to have to go through Denver or Phoenix, and they're going to have to go through whoever's coming out of the East. So that's something to watch, right?
That is something to keep an eye on.
Right.
Is availability of the stars.
All right. So there's nothing to call yet for tomorrow night because you just flat out don't know. If Anthony, I mean, what are we holding him for? I mean, if he can go, you go. If he can't go, you can't go. Yeah. And I can't see a scenario where he's not cleared. Can you?
As of right now, no, because they did a really good job of him not even having to get checked out, apparently, or no one at least talking about it.
So what's with the wheelchair?
Like, the dude got smacked side of the head.
He got hit in the side of the head. Dudes get hit inside the head all the time. Now, I'm sure that hurt a lot. They do. I'm sure it hurt. I'm not telling you he's soft on this one. He got hit but okay, let me ask you this. Would you be more concerned long-term if he got hit inside the head like that or turned his ankle?
Hit in the side of the head if it was really that bad.
See, I think I'd go the other way because I think that play, the way, and again, this is optics to me. That play, guy comes back from that in 2 days better than he comes back from a high ankle sprain.
Unless he has a concussion.
And to your point, I'm not sure. Now, where does the league come in on this? This is really different if it was the NFL, right?
Yes.
If the NFL was there, they'd have their third party or their private, or what do they call them, their non-associated observers going down. They would check him out, right? The NBA does not have that?
No.
Okay. So I see no scenario where they're going to say, he's got a concussion. None. All right, Knicks stayed alive. We're going to get into that. Jalen Brunson was big for them. The All-NBA team is out. The NFL schedule is dripping. We'll go there. Certainly more reaction on Bob Huggins. United had an opportunity last night, and that was a big deal for them. 50-cent tickets. We're going to give those away at 8:41 today. You down with that? You got 2 tickets?
I'm down.
All right, so we'll give 50 tickets away at 8:41.
You will be able to call.
That's the other thing. So the phones are up, right?
Phones are up.
All
Text lines open.
Good job by Ian and Evan to fix the phones. Shout out to our engineering crew. So we are back up to the inventive genius of Mr. Alexander Graham Bell. You can now be connected to the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. With whom would you like to speak, madam or sir, whichever the case may be? You can phone us at 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Twitter, follow JJ and tweet at him at _JJ Buck. A. Marie's at part-time bro. When we return, it was a great opportunity. Did they take advantage of that opportunity? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit.
Opportunity. It's what Zach Prince, the head coach of New Mexico United, was calling it. And it was a tremendous opportunity. Round of 32 in the U.S. Open Cup, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. United was in Austin last night taking on MLS opponent Austin FC. And it ends there. The cup run does, as Austin wins their first ever U.S. Open Cup match. That's not right. They played in it before. They get their first ever U.S. Cup victory. They beat New Mexico United 2-0 last night. 2 early goals by the home team, and United could never get it going. Final 2-0. Back to USL Championship play for New Mexico United against Monterey on Monterey Bay on Saturday. Good job, good effort. Got down early, couldn't get it back. I don't know if you watched it or not. I know you and I watched most of them too. What'd you see last night?
Saw an MLS team that took it seriously.
Yeah,
and the team that's been struggling in league play.
What are they, like 13th out of 14 in their table?
Austin. Yeah. They have plenty of depth on the roster. MLS veterans that were in the starting lineup last night. They controlled the first half, looked good. That second goal was great build-up play, and they were just kind of able to sit back and see it out for 45 minutes. And that's life, man. Those teams are still better than you.
Those teams, I mean, that's why they're Major League Soccer and you're the tier below, correct?
And I think coming in, that was one of the things that people were looking at is this is going to be a different looking Austin team because they have been struggling, and they still had some starters.
So this is
in the
a
lineup.
get-well game for them?
They do have a lot of MLS experience on that team. It's still a young franchise, but they got a lot of veteran players. You saw it last night.
All right, so just looking at the numbers and how did they play and how was it on possession? It was pretty even. Austin controlled it 52% of the time. More shots for Austin, more shots on target. Mexico United only had 9 shots and 2 on target, and they lose 2-0. Austin had 8 on target. So that runneth is over, and the cup runneth is over. They will get back into league play. If you're into it, want to talk about it, we're here for you at 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. But that was something yesterday I know a lot of people were interested in because, and I'll still contend, their cup run in 2018 was the best thing that still, even 5 years later, has happened to that franchise. I think that legitimized them in their first year to a lot of people who were then and probably still are now unfamiliar with the soccer landscape and not really understanding. And I'm not minimizing their run. Their run was tremendous. They beat 2 MLS teams that year. But all of a sudden they just saw this new team here that was getting support that was now, holy smokes, going on the road and beating Major League Soccer teams. And wow, we're as good as them. When are we moving up? Remember the whole talk already after 1 year, United's moving up. No, that's not how this works. You don't get elevated and relegated, and that's not how the system works here. But I will still contend to this day that run was the best thing that's ever happened to this club.
No doubt. It ignited a passion in the fan base even deeper than what was there when you saw.
And it was just infancy right there.
In its very first season, it put them on the board with just, Joe sports fan that's kind of learning about it and to see what they did. And that run was fantastic. And it's right there with you because of what they went through that season. And then to come back and like every team in this state find themselves playing an entire year on the road, it put them way ahead of most franchises that just pop onto the scene and then you're trying to build something. And also credit to, we saw the night before last night, Troy Lesesne got his victory in the U.S. Open Cup as the interim head coach in New York Red Bulls. So congratulations.
Who'd they beat?
Troy Lesesne. Oh, is it DC? They beat an MLS.
Yeah, good for him, man. And again,
dude.
One of the good guys. That's a really, really good dude. All right, other local stuff that happened yesterday. UNM's golf team, the women's golf team, Jill Trujillo was in on Monday right before they teed off at the San Antonio Regional of the NCAA. They did qualify. They did finish 5th at that regional. The top 5 teams qualify for the NCAA championships. And so UNM is going to play for a national championship. They did qualify. And they played they had the best round of anybody out there, our second best round of all the teams out there yesterday, and did qualify. So I thought that was pretty good stuff. Sent Jill a note, and they played well when they needed to, and I thought that was a big deal for them. So congratulations to Lobo Women's Golf as they move on. All right, I'm going to give you a little drip on the schedule afterwards. I want to hit this Bob Huggins thing again one more time before, and then we'll hit the break. Yesterday, before we got off the air, we learned that Bob Huggins, he's the West Virginia coach, who used that homophobic term, slur, twice on a radio show. What would happen to him? And he had said that I'll accept any discipline that comes my way. And so basically, I mean, can you look at this as saying he was fined $1 million a year? They cut his salary by $1 million per year for the rest of his contract. So from 4.2 to 3.2, his suspension is 3 games, and he's got to go to sensitivity training.
That's the way they wanted you to look at it.
Well, I mean, it kind of is, right? He was fined $1 million a year.
That's money he didn't have yet.
He didn't have it, so
he's not fined.
So he didn't have to pay it. Okay, fair. I think that's also a way to look at it.
And I think the 3 games is
light. Yeah. All right. So what should have happened?
I think a fine, an actual fine, like
so keep his salary at 4.2 and then
monetary donation of some sort. Like actually, all right, not just a training. I'm gonna give this back to said something at the university because this is not a fine.
So if they'd have kept his salary at 4.2 and fined him $1 million a year, would you or find what if they'd have fined him $1 million one time?
It's like a get out of jail free card for the university, actually.
Well, yeah, they're getting money back, but they would have got the money back in the form of a fine. It wouldn't have gone to the league. So let me ask you this: if they said, okay, we fined him $1 million, would that have sounded better? When in reality,
that would have definitely got people's attention.
But in reality, he would have come out better financially, right? If they kept his salary at $4.2 million, I don't know what he's got. Let's say he's got 4 years left on his deal, so he's still making that $4. He would have given $1 back. He comes out $3 ahead of where he is now, right?
But I don't know what honestly what's going to make people happy because it just the reality it's not a fine. It's
I understand.
I do think that even the 3 games
feels
if
weak.
you want to send a tone, then he has to be away from the team like for an impactful amount of time. Like this was wrong what he did. He's still keeping his job, but I get why people just kind of go, oh, this is what did you really do?
Well, I okay. Because he's making 3.2, I understand that in some respects. But what did you really? I mean, you took away $1 million a year from a guy. I don't know. Is $1 million a year not impactful? He's going to miss a game against, by the way, Missouri State, Monmouth, and Jacksonville State. That's who they play their first 3. Did you know that? So he's going to miss the games against Missouri State, Monmouth, and Jacksonville State. Come on now. Then when they play SMU or Wisconsin, he's back when they go down. By the way, here, go on this trip to Fort Myers, Florida. You're right. I don't have a problem. If they just said the first 6 games, he misses those 3, that trip down to Fort Myers and then suspended for the Bellarmine game. He comes back on December 1st against St. John's. Misses 6. Would that have been better? Is that not impactful enough? 6.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Same thing, and I'll continue the same thing we saw with Mark Few last year. Like, 1 game suspension.
Yeah.
It's like you should still set a tone with the head coach of your
Did he
programs.
get fined? Did Mark Few get fined?
Not sure.
Okay, so do you not feel that? Because I hear you when you say he didn't get fined, okay, and I kind of hear you when you say what did they do, but don't you think taking $1 million a year away from a dude is doing something?
It is doing something.
Well, but
Yes,
not enough.
But I don't. This is one for a lot of people that if it wasn't straight out firing, then
Okay, all right. If that's where you are, then you're never going to be satisfied
Then you're not gonna be
until he fires.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were okay, he needed to lose his job. That's fine. But for those who said, well, he should have been fined. Okay. So if you kept paying him 4.2 a year and then you fined him $1 million one time, he's coming out ahead of where he is now. This hurt him more than that.
I think it's more. It should be more about games missed.
Yeah.
Because the same level of accountability that those coaches preach to those players all the time.
Sure.
Be available. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah. I don't.
But then it's we're also asking the university who needs him
To win
be
games.
there, who needs him to win games,
Yeah.
to make that decision.
I think 6 would have been better than 3 in this situation. I look at the schedule, and there would have been 2 impactful games on there, right? What I just tell you, Montana State or Missouri State and whatever. If they'd have missed, he doesn't get to go on that trip, the SMU Wisconsin trip, and then he misses the Bellarmine game and comes back for the Big 12 Big East Challenge, and they play St. John's, and that would have been his first game back against Rick Pitino. Okay. I'm wondering where you all ended up on that. 505-246-0610, because I heard a lot of context yesterday. A lot of people talking about it wasn't enough. It was too much. When I hear it was nothing, I guess I'm struggling with that a little. They did take $1 million a year from the man. Now you're right. He never had it, so he wasn't going to get it. I mean, it's not like he had to pay it back. But okay, so if you were going to give him the full number and say, all right, now pay us back $1 million, this hurts him more because he's netting less your way. The way they did it, he actually is getting $4 million less as opposed to your way. He would only get $1 million less. Does that make sense? I know I'm talking. I know the semantics. It's not fine. The word isn't fine. He wasn't fined. Doesn't have to pay something back. But I don't know if they'd have given him the full number and then he had to pay it back once.
Well, this is more for the university.
Okay.
Not to hurt Bob Huggins. It's we don't have to pay him $1 million, and he's on a year-to-year contract now, so we can get out of owing him any money.
All right. All right. When we come back, because that's interesting. All right. Drip, drip, drip. What do you feel about this team? Really, the NFL is buying into this team for opening night? Oh, you get the champs, but this team? Did you just roll your eyes at this team? Is that what you just did? That's who's going to be on your Thursday night openers. It comes dripping out. That's coming up next. Hey, summertime's going to be here quickly. Travel time. It's road trip time. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and get your vehicle ready for summertime and travel time. So before the kids are out of school, which I know is soon, before you start those summer trips, get your car ready. On the Spot will come to you and detail your vehicle. Inside, outside, everywhere, when and where it's convenient for you. So what does that mean? I know people ask me that all the time. So really they come... I don't know where their place is. I've had their service a number of times. They come to the office. They know where my office is. I'm busy, just like you are. They're out in the parking lot, and they detail the vehicle. I get a call or a text. I go outside, and people are literally standing around going, damn, I want to get that. Well, you can, because my car looked, feels, smell brand new, ready for those summer vacations. Ask them about a fresh coat of wax or ceramic coating for extra protection. And as always, our military gets a 10% discount. Schedule now. The number's 505-859-2859. That's area code 859-2859. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Got it? Holy smokes. Or OTSdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
National holiday schedule comes out for the NFL today. This evening, you get a whole show of every team's schedule, every game. You can watch it if you want. It's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. And they're just dripping it and dripping it. You know what I didn't know?
They keep coming out.
I guess I didn't realize how big, and I guess I should have, how big of a deal this is for each team's social media department. And like, it's a big competition, and they've got animation and themes. And I saw the story on ESPN SportsCenter did this yesterday. How, the Chargers, I guess, won last year, and everybody's social media teams are ready to go, and they got animation built. And
I'm telling you, Jeff, social media is.
Well, I've never argued with you on that.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's crazy. The Chargers, their social media is really funny. They're very creative.
That was a good story, though.
Yeah. Did you know all that?
I knew they put out videos, but I didn't know
how long they worked on it.
How long they work on them, like months for the creative team. And it makes sense because you're all opponents, but then you got to, in that, once it comes out, the dates.
Put them in order.
Add week, whatever.
Yeah.
Slice it together.
Yeah.
And off you go.
All right, so I think what we knew, because this is kind of how it works, the defending Super Bowl champions host a game to open the season Thursday night before the first full weekend. So we knew the Chiefs would play in the opener, and against whom was really, who were they going to play? And we looked at their schedule because this is what's crazy about this thing. You already know all the teams your favorite team's playing. You know who they're playing at home. You know against whom they're playing on the road. Really, what today's all about is the dates and the nationally televised games, right? You already know all the opponents. So the question was, who would the Chiefs' opponent be on opening day? And you start looking down their schedule, like, oh, the Chargers, that'd be a good one, huh? Mm-hmm. Ooh, they had a great early season game last year. Oh, Buffalo, that's what it's going to be. Because, the Eagles are on there, but they're probably not going to play the Eagles a rematch of the Super Bowl, or will they? And it leaked out this morning that it will be the Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry, the Detroit Lions. And I love it.
No, I love it too.
But I'm not going to lie. I'm really surprised at that.
I think the Lions have a lot of hype behind them right now. They ended as a top 5 offense. I think they have a lot of steam right now too. So
they did. They also ended as a team outside of the playoffs. And so when you looked at I figured
the mighty Lions.
My bet was the Bills. My second bet would have been the Chargers.
Now the first Monday night game is Aaron Rodgers' debut as a Jet against the Bills, though.
At home against the Bills. So Monday Night Football, and are they doing 2 games on the first Monday night like they've done in the past?
I just saw the Aaron Rodgers, of
Too.
course.
Yeah, Aaron
I
Rodgers.
just keep refreshing Adam Scheff's page.
So Bills and Jets in Meadowlands, the first Monday night football game of the year. Jets will play on Black Friday. Do we know against whom the Jets are playing on Black Friday?
I don't know.
And we know that the Raiders are playing Kansas City on Christmas. Sounds cold to me. All right, so you fired up now. You got your that first Thursday night game. You know what you get. You feel
Start
good?
working on that fantasy.
Yeah, that's a great fantasy football game. Chiefs and Lions. The Detroit Lions right now,
yes,
have the highest over/under win total in the NFC North.
Is it 9.5?
It's at 9.
No. Is it 9?
It's at 9.
All right, so
but this is just a huge.
That's the highest of all the teams in the North.
Yes.
How many games did the Vikings win last year? 13.
Yes, they're 13-3.
And what's the Vikings?
8.5.
What have the Vikings done that they should drop 5 games?
Well, I will
tell me.
I will give you a really good bad joke right now. Why we're going to drop 5 games?
Why?
Because I just heard word on the street is we're having 5 primetime games this year for the Minnesota Vikings.
And Kirk is good at prime time?
Kirko better show up.
So Kirk Cousins isn't very good at
No,
prime
I don't
time.
think that's why they did that. Just the Lions are. People just think the Lions are
All right,
the
but
team in the NFC North
you
now.
only play them twice.
I
So
know.
absent of the Lions, and I'm kind of on the Lions train too, by the way.
Understanding.
What have the Vikings done that they're going to fall so far that somehow they go from 13
don't
to
know.
8?
I don't know.
Well, the highest over/under is 11.5.
Who's
And
that?
that's
The
shared-
Eagles? Is that the Eagles?
That's shared by the Bengals, Chiefs,
49ers?
and 49ers.
17 games. Okay. I mean, I would go. I haven't even looked at the schedule. I'd go over on the Chiefs.
The Detroit Lions are
You know how good I am on over-unders.
are this year's Minnesota
we're-
Vikings. You know, it was last year. Everyone said, "All right, Minnesota, this is the time. Like, make your jump in the division."
And they
There was
did.
all the question marks
And they
around the Green Bay
still are.
Packers, and they did. And now people are feeling that way about the Detroit Lions.
What's the Browns? No, honestly.
Sorry.
Why are you
I
laughing
don't
at
know
that?
why. Because
8.5.
okay, was it just 8.5 for everybody?
Yeah, everybody's like,
Gosh.
right at 9, right at 500. So last year my team was the Vikings, right? The non-playoff team to make a run, and I hit that, and I think I'm going to be on the Lions this year. And I think I've been on the Lions for a while, and it's just that one's too easy, right?
Right.
Cleveland, man.
8.5?
Cleveland, like
what are the Ravens like that, or the Bengals?
the Bengals were 11.
Oh, 11. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Ravens are 8.5.
The Ravens are 8.5.
Wow.
How many teams are at 8.5? For crying out loud.
Everyone who's not first in the division.
Seriously.
7 teams.
7 teams.
Mm.
All right. And the Browns right now. So hear me on the Browns. I'm not rooting for them, but I look at like last year was basically a redshirt year for them, right? They paid a quarterback $1 million so he can get fined 11/17 of that.
By the way, last year 8 teams won 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, so that's
That's
right on the
very
number.
common.
No, that's right on the
Yeah, of
number.
course.
And that's like there's nothing random about what this league does, or Vegas in regards to this league. There's nothing random, so I get it. But look, if Deshaun Watson, every time we have a quarterback conversation, we leave him out of every one of them, don't we? It was the last time we had a quarterback conversation and talked about Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence and now Aaron Rodgers. When was the last time we threw Deshaun Watson?
It's been a minute.
3 years.
I think that's right. Should he be? And the
We
answer
don't
is I
know.
don't know.
We
right?
don't know yet.
They're the biggest wild card that I've seen in I don't know, a decade, because they were so out of sight and so out of mind. And they broke the freaking bank. Look, they broke the whole ceiling on the market to get that quarterback there. They knew that quarterback was going to be out a substantial part of the season, ended up being 11 out of 17 games. Their defense is still pretty good. They've got Nick Chubb. They went and added some receivers. They added some defense. Like, are we just completely ignoring them because they've been out of sight, out of mind?
Yes.
I don't know where I think Deshaun Watson should be. I mean, I like, to your point, it's been 3 years since I saw the dude playing. I've seen a lot of football since then, and it's hard for me to slot him somewhere. Like, he could be better than Lamar Jackson. He could be better than Joe Burrow, or he could be not as good as Trevor Lawrence, or pick your team, right? I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. I don't know how much the stuff above the shoulders is going to affect him. I don't know how he's going to respond to adversity. I have no idea. All I'm telling you is don't forget the damn Browns. And I'm not a Browns fan, and I'm certainly not rooting for that guy. I know some people are, many people are not. But, I mean, what do you expect from that?
Well, you figure if Deshaun Watson is anywhere close to the level that he was at the last few years, and it wasn't an injury, it's not something that he can't throw the football anymore. It was everything that had nothing to do with football. So if he's able to be anywhere close to that guy that we saw, Cleveland should jump. If you look at the teams that
It's a tough
are
division.
in that mix, yeah, but you can still make the playoffs. Three
Yep.
teams make the wild card. They should jump. Of course, the Titans, the Patriots, the Steelers. You have the group of teams that are excited about the future but aren't there yet, and the Colts and Texans. The Titans, it's kind of the giant question mark. Are they just try to roll Ryan Tannehill out there one more year? So figure they should automatically.
Are they as good as the Ravens?
They should automatically jump those teams and be right there in that wild card mix.
Well, I mean, they should. Are they as good as the Ravens? Are they as good as the Bills? Like, if they get quarterback play that's as good as the Ravens or the Bills, are they as good as those teams? You look at that young defense that they built, right? Myles Garrett's still there. They run the ball. They're the biggest wild card I've seen. They could be a 4-win team or a 14-win team. Don't you think?
Yes.
Because I don't know what to expect, and you kind of
this is good. I think they are the biggest wild card.
And you
Go through
kind of
the
got to
league.
lean towards he's going to be good. They paid him $250 million guaranteed. Like, you kind of got to lean that he's going to be pretty damn good. Well, Jeff, what about Russell Wilson? No, I got it. He's a lot younger than Russell Wilson. But I don't know, 3 years of mostly inactivity. What does that do for you? I don't. But that's all I'm saying, man. So I'm on the Lions as that team that didn't make the playoffs to do something. But I might jump on the Browns too.
Well, you could go both
because there's one in each league or each conference.
And those are your wild cards in each each conference.
Well, when we come back, I mean, who are your two teams that didn't make the playoffs that you expect to make the playoffs this year? Make a run for it. Last year I was on the Vikings and we hit it with them and where are you going this year? 505-246-0610. I'd love your thoughts on it too. And really, I know a bunch of you're all football fans. You were all on the Deshaun Watson thing. All right, here we are, man. That whole mess, as far as football, at least for what we know, is behind him. What do you expect from him and that team? 505-246-0610. IPS watches my home and businesses all over Albuquerque. Homeowners, business owners trust International Protective Service as their private security. It's affordable private security to protect what they've worked hard to build. Why? Well, you know why. Property crime's on the rise. Officer shortage continues to be an issue. Response time is absolutely an issue because of officer shortage. And so IPS takes care and fills in those gaps, right? So if your alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes with trained, armed security personnel. They keep the bad guys away. They patrol your home on a daily basis. They're there every single day at my house. When you go away, you let them know. They'll pick up newspaper, mail, packages that are dropped off on the porch. They'll roll the garbage cans to the curb on garbage day. They do exterior checks. They give your home that lived-in look. Look, Aaron Jones started this company in 2006 because he was passionate, and still is, about making Albuquerque a safer and a better place to live and work by watching your home, watching your business with highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols. Committed to our city and your protection. Call IPS. See what they can do for you at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
They come in at 5 at Jeff at sports.WQ.com. It says huge day with JJ. Jeff, yesterday the OD was talking about all the Cumulus hosts podcasts, which by the way you can get anywhere you get podcasts. Just search The Opening Drive and you can listen to any of our stuff, our show, our interviews, any of that. It's available on our website, sports.WQ.com, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Well, after the OD ends at 10 a.m., he says, Todd is stuck in the office, sometimes headed to a big business meetings. The podcast I want to hear is what JJ does after the show, which makes the day so huge.
That's a really good idea.
JJ's huge day. That could be your.
He's here.
How about
That's not a bad name for a podcast.
That's actually really good.
You know what it should be? It should be my huge bucking day. My huge bucking day. Right?
Yes.
And I heard you know, A. Marie was over in the big leagues the other day and talking about all the bucks, and then she kind of threw you at the end, like you're her third buck. She talked
that's
about Buck,
not true.
and then she talked about Buck, and then she's like, oh, and then there's JJ Buck that over at the Sports Center. And
not true.
Totally true.
That is not true.
Well, you're not talking about the other two bucks, and then you said
You're acting like I put JJ last. The problem was, and you're starting problems, is because I was talking to Buck Burnett, because Buck Burnett was hosting.
Who goes by like 3 different names around here.
Whatever. Okay.
Okay.
And then I have Buck D, who I perform with all the
Right.
time, and that's what we were talking about.
Right.
And then I was like, don't forget. I'm like,
Yeah, and then
can't leave
said-
out JJ Buck.
And then there's JJ Buck over at the Sports
I have a lot.
Center.
I have all these Bucks in my
And were
life.
you with
The
with
Buck takeover.
It's the Buck
Were you
takeover.
with BV at that point? Is that who you were?
Yeah, but Buck Burnett was filling in for BB.
Oh, that's who was. And Bucks. Oh yeah, and then there's that guy too.
Yeah.
So
there was.
he dismissed you. A. Marie brought you.
That is not
A.
true.
Marie brought you into the
That is not true at all. It's not true at all.
Somewhat.
We were talking about the comedy show we were all putting on together.
All the damn Bucks. So that's why you need to grab the name like the Buck in Truth or my huge.
I think
Buck
there
today.
was it was Aaron Burnett was doing a show out at Balloon Fiesta Park. I think it was 2 years ago, so like right after COVID, and someone was like, "Is that JJ Buck?" COVID was took it out on him. Like, nope, different Buck.
That's so funny.
Crazy
Got a
how
lot of
many
Bucks in my life.
Bucks. Yeah. It's a buck in life.
They're
man.
all
You got
equally loved.
You got a hell of a buck in life. Can you say that already? I did, right? I can come back and.
I did a show with both Bucks last night, and I'm doing a show with my other Buck right now.
Look at you. I'll stop.
Coming
there
up next, we're
because
gonna talk about
I had a whole nother line.
the
and I thought
Milwaukee
it might be
Bucks.
crossing the line right there. You want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks?
They're golfing.
They are golfing, but Jalen Brunson made sure the Knicks aren't. How he kept them alive, but can they beat the Heat in Miami? It's the opening drive with JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Mitch, there's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2 is upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch, and she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one's hit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears.
With 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Bond.
All right, so they won at home and stayed alive, but can they win on the road and stay alive? Both the Knicks and the Warriors were able to do that last night, but can they win on the road? Knicks got to go down to Miami to beat the Heat. The Lakers will host the Warriors in Game 6 down at Crypto.com Arena. But will they have the brow, the one gigantic eyebrow, who was woozy and got wheeled off the court, Anthony Davis, in a wheelchair? But to JJ's point, nobody used the word concussion, and I think that was bright. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie on a huge day. It is NFL release day. That's a huge day, right?
Yes. I love it.
It's a huge bucking day. All right, so we didn't really get into this much. We talked about the Lakers and the Warriors. Jalen Brunson, and he got help last night. R.J. Barrett had 26. Julius Randle had 24. And then Jimmy Butler in the ankle. Is he hurt? I'm going to lean on he's more mortal than he is hurt. Like, Jimmy Butler didn't have a good game. He had 19, 7, and 9. Like, if he doesn't go for 30, 19 points and 7 rebounds and 9 assists, a pretty solid day. They got
what a bum.
Right,
yeah, first time this postseason is held under 25 points.
Understand. So is it a bad day or is he mortal?
He's mortal.
Thank you. Now, are you worried about his ankle? I can understand that.
I actually liked what the New York Knicks did last night in that game.
You mean it can be about them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because this is a team that it is about mindset. And I know people are railing on Julius Randle after last game, talking about, maybe they just wanted it more, and they're pointing at Julius. And he's someone that has to step up, because this Knicks team should win the rebounding battle every single night. This Knicks team should be just as physical to match Miami, and they weren't that up until last night. Out-rebounded the Heat 50-34.
That's big.
The Knicks. That's who they have to be. And then Jalen Brunson, just going supernova, 48 minutes, never getting off the court, 38 points. And he had the big buckets because twice the Heat cut the deficit to 4 in the fourth quarter, and then Jalen Brunson went back down the floor and hit a shot.
Can they go down to Miami and do it? Because Miami's looked by far the better team all series to me.
Well, humid, so it might be an issue for them.
The humidity is going to bother them, you think? I mean, it gets like, it's not this time of year up in New York. It doesn't get as humid. Miami to me has looked just better all season long, all series long. I thought they'd been better.
And it's what we were talking about yesterday. We figured, you knew both home teams were coming, and then the talk about it. Your leaders in the locker room, your coaches, all right, be ready for this, be ready for that, and then they just come out there and blow the doors of both teams. Now the Heat made it interesting. He's cutting into that deficit, as I mentioned, getting it down to 4 points. a couple times. But the Knicks, I don't think they have it in them 2 more times.
I don't either. And then on the other series, we'll see the health of Anthony Davis, because that's going to be a big deal. And I'm going to imagine it's going to go down to game time. They're going to play the game. Well, I mean, we'll see. We don't know. He's going to play. I can't see a scenario where Anthony Davis doesn't play a closeout Game 6. The last thing the Lakers want to do is take Game 7 back up to San Francisco, right? Against the defending champs, go up there where, I mean, you got 2 shooters who can take over a game. Now, look, I mean, LeBron in Game 7 would be really hard to bet against, but that's where I would think Klay Thompson.
We haven't seen that at all in the postseason.
What's that?
LeBron.
They had 25 last night.
Yeah,
on an off night.
that's like a baseline playoff LeBron.
Mm-hmm. You haven't seen great LeBron. Fair enough.
And I think that's
you hadn't had to either, because you got the Lonnie Walker game.
Yeah. And this is best case scenario for LeBron handing things over to Anthony Davis.
Well, I'll go back. Go to the Memphis series. It was Game 3. One of those. There was a LeBron game when Dylan Brooks was popping off and he made a point. There was one LeBron game.
And so it's kind of like, all right, does he have it in his tank? Because now would be the time. You want to set the tone. Last night, the Lakers, it had to be a star game early to keep pace with you.
They were down 14-3 early, weren't they?
But I mean, in the first half, like it was LeBron James and Anthony Davis, the leading scorers, to give them life. And then they needed everyone else to come along for the ride in the second half. And it wasn't there.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker won the same dude. Lonnie Walker, remembered he was Lonnie Walker, right? All right, for all NBAs came out, and I always wonder. So guys get bonused on this. This is and they have first, second, and third team. This is a big deal to players, and
we're talking the difference in a contract for an All NBA player is like $40 million.
I mean, this is a big deal, and it's voted on by writers. Correct? All right, first team, Joel Embiid, who is the MVP of the league, Jason Tatum of the Celtics, Giannis Antetokounmpo of Milwaukee, Luka Doncic of Dallas, and this may surprise some of you who don't watch basketball much, but he was terrific. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was first team All-NBA. We'll get into who's on second team, but you got a problem with first team All-NBA?
No.
Anybody on second team that you felt should have been second team is Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell of Cleveland, Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown. I would argue that Nikola Jokic should be first team before, I'll even tell you before Luka and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And I don't know if there has to be 2 guards type of deal. I think there is.
So it's got to be by position?
Forwards.
Okay.
That they vote, because they took out center. And so it's just like forward. So you could have.
So that's why it's on there. I mean, it's for me to look at this list.
But I
say Nikola Jokic isn't first team. I think is criminal.
I think that's the only reason why.
So it goes by position. Okay. I mean, you think I'm wrong on
No,
Jokic?
I would slide Jokic over to Doncic.
What about Curry?
I think in the regular season he was behind those.
Okay. So second team is Curry, Donovan Mitchell, who really was good this year, Jokic, Butler, and Jaylen Brown. Third team, you haven't heard LeBron James' name yet, have you? Third team, LeBron James, Sacramento's Domantas Sabonis, and De'Aaron Fox, 2 Sacramento Kings. Damian Lillard and Julius Randle. And I would argue Julius Randle instead of Jalen Brunson. Like I don't even know how we're having this conversation other than, to your point, it's got to be simply by position. Is there an argument that Jalen Brunson was better than Julius Randle this year?
In the regular season, it was close.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But you could say that the reason that the Knicks were a better team is because of the addition of Jalen Brunson. Thus, All-NBA honors would be right for him.
No Ja Morant. So other players, there was players who would have been Supermax eligible, but they missed out because, and this is what you're talking about, right? guys who were not all NBA first three teams. So that this is, again, collectively bargained. Guys that would have been eligible for super max contracts. That's like, I don't know. I mean, like, to your point. Well, I'll give you an example, okay? Ja Morant did not make any of the all-NBA teams. This is what this means to these guys. This isn't just a bunch of awards, okay? So he did not have his contract increased by $39 million. So had Ja Morant made first, second, or third team, he would have seen a bump of 30% max salary, which, let me give you the numbers, okay? It would have made the 5-year extension he signed last summer. He signed a 5-year deal last summer for $194.3 million. It's a lot of money. Look, I'm not telling you feel sorry for him. I'm just telling you what it means. The deal he signed, 5 years at $194.3, if he makes all NBA, would have gone up to $233 million. I mean, that's $39 million. Other guys in that same boat who didn't qualify. Pascal Siakam. I don't know how Fred VanVleet we're talking about at max contract. Jamal Murray, Zion Williamson, who didn't play, and Cavs guard Darius Garland. That's what this means to them. I mean, that's how big of a deal this is to get voted onto one of these three teams. Isn't that insane?
Cha-ching.
I mean, Ja Morant, and I don't know, do you think Ja Morant should have been on this team? Should he have been on there instead of, I mean, if you had to go by position, it would have been instead of, De'Aaron Fox or Damian Lillard. I don't think so either, right? But $39 million difference. Damn, that's a big deal. All right, 505-246-0610. Stick with us because at 8:11 this morning, we are going to give away a pair of tickets and the phones work today, by the way. Remember yesterday the phones didn't work? They work today. 505-246-0610. We're going to give away a pair of tickets.
841.
What did I say?
811.
Yeah, let's not say 811. Let's say 841. Yeah, because it's 811 now. 841, we're going to give away tickets to go see 50 Cent, so stay with us.
What are your weekend plans? Do you like going out for live entertainment? Do you like a good brunch? Well, I got the place for you, and I've been telling you about it. It's 377 Brewery. Named for the flight wing at Kirtland Air Force Base. It's located on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson. It's in a very convenient location, and it's awesome. The weekends are very busy, whether I said you like live entertainment or brunch. Tomorrow they have stand-up comedy. I'm hosting it, and we have 3 local amazing comedians starting at 7 p.m. It's only $10. That is a steal these days. Come support local comedy. Or if you're in the mood for brunch, and it's Mother's Day, so they're having a special Mother's Day brunch on Sunday starting at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be great. They're giving out free flowers to moms, and they're just making they're putting flowers everywhere. It's beautiful. They're going to have a Mama's Mimosa bar where you can build your own mimosas with choices of fruit and juice, and a special menu for Mother's Day. So take out your mom to a comedy show tomorrow or on Sunday for brunch. It's 377 Brewery on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson, or check them out at 377brewery.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info,
reports came out yesterday. It's kind of exciting, but Holly Holm has a fight coming up in July against Miesha Tate. And that, I'm sorry, is stepping in for Miesha Tate. That's right. Not fighting Miesha Tate. It is stepping in for Miesha Tate and will fight Mara Bueno Silva July 15th in Las Vegas. And Rick Wright's got a story up in the Journal. He got a hold of her manager, Lenny Fresquez, who he's quoted as saying, we've been offered a fight, but no contracts have been sent over. Quote. So Holly's 41. She signed that 6-year contract, has fought one of them with UFC, and she's got the goal of becoming the bantamweight champion again. She lost that lost a belt to Miesha Tate back in 2016, and so now she may have a fight. It just feels like it. I don't know, JJ. There's a lot of the same in that division, which is fine. Amanda Nunes is the champion, and I know Holly wants a shot at her again. Dana White announced that Nunes is going to face Juliana Pena for the third time. And so, I mean, this feels like a good fight for her. She looked really good last time out and staying active and, 2 to 3 a year probably.
Oh, man, that's best case scenario.
Well, she just fought, a month and a half ago? And then...
If you're getting 3 fights in, then things are going your way.
Okay. All right. You like this fight for her?
Yeah, you look at the bantamweight rankings right now. She's third, and there's a lot of crossover now that you can fight in multiple divisions, so it's a lot of the same names across the board. But That's where she has her closest opportunity.
Yeah. All right, so that's kind of cool for Holly. If and we'll keep an eye on that. That'll be it's July 15th in Las Vegas. If you're making plans to go follow Holly and go watch her fight again, 41 years old, and she's back at it. This morning, an update on this came out 28 minutes ago. This is a report on Anthony Davis, right? The Lakers center took an elbow to the head. They say he's avoided a concussion, or at least the headline says that, JJ. I don't know that they're using that word. You recall last night he was out, looked woozy, was taken off the court in a wheelchair. Lakers say that they are optimistic and that they believe he will play. I got to believe he's going to play, right?
As of now, yes.
He was initially evaluated on the Lakers bench by their trainer, John Ishup, before retreating to the back of the arena for further medical attention, placed in a wheelchair, carted to a training room after feeling, quote, unquote, woozy. Davis, however, was able to leave the arena at the end of the night, walking to the team bus without any assistance. There was no mention of a concussion after initial evaluation of Davis. That's according to a close source of the Lakers. I don't know how they don't mention it. I mean, either you say, no, we're not worried about it, or so here's the deal on the concussion stuff. Because I know we were talking about this earlier, okay? NBA protocols. Because you and I were having this conversation earlier about NFL, right? If this was the NFL, you'd have that eye in the sky, that third-party evaluator would have come down and said, okay, we need to look at him for a concussion, right? All right, here's the NBA protocols. Quote, a player diagnosed with a concussion should be regularly monitored for 24 hours for the evolution of symptoms. And accordingly, the player may not begin the return to participation exertion process until 24 hours after the time of injury. It's reading right from it. The league's concussion protocol reads for a player to return from a concussion. Here, all these criteria were met. And again, JJ, I don't know if they say he didn't have one. I don't know if they have to do this, but it says he must be without concussion symptoms at rest. He must be evaluated by a physician. He must have successfully completed the NBA return to participation exertion process, whatever that means. The team physician must have discussed the return to participation process with the director of the NBA's concussion program. Okay, so for now, the exact nature of this injury has not been disclosed, or what. I guess it's an injury. So the Lakers have to hope that it's not severe enough to keep him out of the rest of the series. So there is conversation on concussion protocol here. I don't know that I knew they had all that. Did you? I mean, I knew they had some.
Yeah.
But...
Did I know the details of that? No.
Yeah.
But there's one that it feels like the way you saw Anthony Davis sit there on the bench, the way he left the court,
right,
probably need to be checked out a little bit more.
Yeah, I almost would have liked to just say, "Hey, let's go back," instead of all the cameras, all these shots of his face, looking woozy. I mean, I don't know what a dude looks like when one has a concussion, right? We've seen plenty of stuff. There's that. I don't know. Is it a vacant look, a centered look? You know where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
You kind of had that, right? And if I'm the Lakers, I would have preferred. I didn't need that on a national television.
That was my first reaction last night.
Was concussion?
Yeah. The amount of time it took him to get back to the bench.
Right.
How he just sat there with his head down that long.
Right.
Like that shot got him.
I don't think you're leaping to anything with that. I think you're right.
And then that's where you're just like, oh, like this is the game change, potentially game, series altering moment.
We'll see, because can they win a game in LA without him? Yeah, I think they can. Can they go deep without him? Can they win 2 games without him? They don't have to in this series. They need to win 1. Can they win in LA? Yeah, I think they can. But you're going to have a LeBron game, right?
Yeah. I don't think they win this series if Anthony Davis doesn't play.
Okay. I said yesterday to you, I thought Draymond Green has played well. He hasn't scored a lot, but I thought he's played well. Last night he scores 20 points, 10 rebounds, I thought Draymond and Wiggins, I mean, it's always going to be Curry, but I thought Draymond and Wiggins were like the way Draymond's played, and I know he's playing for a contract and the uncertainty of where's he going to be next year. I think he's been really key when they're good.
He's such an important part of this team. And because they give him a lot of responsibility, not just defensively, but setting Steph Curry and Klay Thompson up and running off the screens and getting them the bounce pass, getting them the ball where they want. And when he's not a black hole offensively, this team is at their best because he's not forcing shots 1 or 2 from 3. That's perfect for Draymond. But he was hitting shots inside. He was aggressive in transition, and that's what you need out of him.
So I think there's not a lot of power forwards that you feel good getting a rebound and coming down and running the break, right? Yeah. I think his handles are way better than people give him credit for. Now, he hit that 1-3 early in the game and then came down next possession, tried another one. I'm like, easy, tough guy, right? It's not your game. But I guess before that game, the Warriors player development coach, whatever that even means, player development coach, Jacob Rubin, evidently told Draymond that his presence had not been felt in this series. Right? And this coach said, you need to have more of a presence. And afterwards, Draymond said, quote, "That's coming out aggressive on both ends of the floor. That's verbally so everyone hears you on the floor. I felt a little disrespected when he said it. I knew it was on me to come out and set a tone for our guys. Season's on the line, backs against the wall. You want to come out and give it all you got. That was my mindset." Quote. I think any game is quite a bit above the shoulders, right? It's mindset. Mm-hmm. Now you got to go perform. You got to physically do stuff. But I thought he was terrific. Steve Kerr said he's one of the greatest competitors I've ever been around. I don't know if he can do it again in Game 6. He's got to bring it on the road. But they got 2 of the 3 things that I told you yesterday I thought they needed to get. Now, they didn't get number 1. I told you Klay Thompson's got to score, and he's just not. I told you I think Andrew Wiggins has to score. He did. And they got to continue to get it out of Draymond. Because I think they're going to get it out of Steph every night, don't you?
Yeah, Steph is the constant in this. To me, it's number 2 has to be Andrew Wiggins. And then you see what kind of game you get out of Klay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to give away tickets to Snoop at 8:41. So I'm sorry, to 50 cents. Snoop not yet, right? Snoop's still coming later in the summer. It'll be 50-cent tickets, 8:41. I think I got tickets for Snoop though. I think. I think I'm in on that one. Not from here. I don't get to it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to that.
You're going to Snoop?
Yeah. 50-cent tickets at 8:41, so stay with us on that. When we come back, Ezekiel Elliott was like the franchise guy for the Cowboys. He got that big contract. Now where's he going? It looks like he might be out of options. Like, what can he do? Where will he be? We're going to get into that and where he should be. That's coming up next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. and we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Now Skip Pete is the running back coach for the Buccaneers. And Skip Pete told the Tampa Bay Times that Zeke would make likely something like $4 million to sign with the Buccaneers. So the quote in there is so good. He says, so who's going to tell him? He's got to know, right? His agent better have told him, dude, this is where you're. And by the way, if you can make $4 million a year for the next few years, you're living pretty good, and I hope you were good with your money.
For Ezekiel Elliott, go chase, man. Like, this is an opportunity.
So Philly, right?
1 year deal. Let's take a small guarantee.
And if
what
that's
no one
$4
wants,
million,
but if it's guaranteed $4 million, veteran running back, like, go chase for a few years because that's what you got left in the tank. And why the heck not? And now is that the lifestyle you want? Heck, if I'm Zeke and these teams are willing to sign me, I'll say I'll come and hang out with the Eagles for a year. Oh, San Francisco, you want someone to
bang it in at the goal line?
Take 7-8 carries away from Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel.
What about the Jamal Williams role with the Lions? Right?
Well, they're hoping David Montgomery does that.
Yeah, but I guess I already filled that, even though he won't.
But that's what I'd be thinking if I'm Zeke. Like, small, guaranteed 1 year deals. The next few years, you're 27. You're at the end of your football career.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And by the way, can we stop belittling $4 million guaranteed a year? Like you can live pretty well on $4 million a year, especially when you've made 50-something, 60-something million dollars.
He's not a guy that's out there trying to reset the market. He's not in the position where he has to make sure he gets a deal for everyone else. This is, hey, what do you want to do? Like, how can you have a meaningful last few years?
I'm going to throw a few places at you. If the Chargers don't re-sign Austin Eckler, is he a good goal line back for them?
Yes.
If
I would have.
How about Cincinnati?
Seeing him in Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Like,
Buffalo's got
do the Latavius Murray thing.
Who are Buffalo? Is that where Latavius Murray went? I mean, they're still running through Singletary and Moss and all those guys, right? How about Cincinnati? Joe Mixon is really good, but he doesn't finish as much as you'd like Joe Mixon to finish at the goal line. Like, would he fit in really nice in Cincinnati?
That's Joe Burrow.
Right?
What's up, Joe?
How would that
Zeke,
work?
How things?
I mean, I think that works really well.
I know you didn't finish at Ohio State, but
now welcome home.
I'm from the Buckeye State, my collegiate career. Let's go.
What's Minnesota doing with running back? So all the word is Dalvin's out. right? And you look back, and they've had Alexander Madison there for a number of years, and I think people think that he's ready to be a plug-and-play guy, and I don't know if that's right or not. Ty Chandler, Dwayne McBride, first of all, where's Dalvin Cook going? Are they trading him? Are they cutting? I don't see them.
They
just
said before camps there's some moving parts.
What does that mean?
It means that we got to figure out where, because we can't. They don't want to pay him what they.
All right.
He
So what if Alexander Madison becomes your guy? Is Zeke a good number 2 goal line guy there?
Yeah, I think he's good anywhere.
$4 million, and again,
nothing.
We can stop belittling $4 million, and I don't know how he's going to make it on that. I mean, who's going to tell? Like that's my favorite line in that story. Who's going to tell him? I don't know, man. Why do you tell me I'm only making $4 million a year?
Different world.
I get it, but I mean, go ahead and tell me I'm only making $4 million. I'm waiting for that day. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, we want you here, but we can only pay you $4 million a year. Yeah. All right, dude. I you know what? Can I get a few bonuses for you? I'll do it.
Go be Bob Huggins.
He's only making 3.2 now. See, they lopped $1 million off of his contract. Go be Bob Huggins. That's actually kind of funny to me. All right, this says, Carl says, so if Holly Hottie Holm looks sharp in this breeze, is it enough to get her back in the queue for a fight for the belt? Who would be next on the list? Well, I mean, whoever's got the belt would be next on the list, right? Yeah, I think the intent is, if she can win a few more fights, then to put her up there. Look, she is still the name. Her and Amanda Nunes are still the 2 names in that division that are selling pay-per-views, aren't they? Is there how many bigger names in the women's fight game right now are there than her? She on one night, dude, that one night, 6, 7, 8 years, however many, 100 years ago, that one night, she made a name for the rest of her life. Is there a bigger name in women's UFC? I mean, there's Amanda Nunes, and then what?
And it's open.
I think it's her. Yeah, Carl. I think that's 100% right. All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, more NFL stuff. And guy who's considered the best defensive player in the game, I did not know this. I'm not sure you did. Said that he underwent surgery. How big of a deal is that, and what will it do to a guy who, I mean, by many accounts, is the best defensive player in the game? We'll do that when we get back, but it's now 8:41, and did we promise tickets at 8:41 to go see 50 Cent? You want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zoe Marie's got 2 tickets for you to go see 50 Cent. It's this summer. It's in July. The number to call in is 505-246-0610. If you are caller number
9
right now, caller number 9 at 505-246-0610, you'll win those tickets to go see 50. Courtesy of your good friend A-Marie at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Download the KNML app in the Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
All right, later today, you can make your plans to get to New England, to Boston, to Foxborough. They're going to have a welcome home Tommy party Bob Kraft announced this morning, he's the owner of the New England Patriots, that Tommy will be honored at the 2023 Patriots home opener. He was invited back. He's excited to be there. And so he's excited to see the fans, you guys. He's going to just hang out with the fans. So Tommy will be at the opener for – that's good. All right. Aaron Donald, I believe, was – I don't know if he still is. Is he the best defensive player in the NFL? Rams lineman Aaron Donald, right?
Yes.
Considered by many. Right. So I didn't know he underwent surgery in the offseason to repair his left high ankle sprain. Suffered it in week 13. Rams are bad. I asked you this during the break. Hey, Maria, the Rams are the worst team in the NFL? If I asked you right now, who's the worst team in the NFL? Is it the
would be in the
Rams?
discussion.
Rams it would be the Rams in Houston? In Atlanta?
No. Not even. No.
All right, so who?
I think you'd have to put two NFC West teams because right now we don't know who their starting quarterbacks are going to be week 1, and that is the Rams and Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. Who else you got?
And then you...
Washington? I don't think Washington's that bad. I mean, the Rams were Super Bowl champions 2 years ago.
Houston.
Like a year ago right now, they were the defending champs. Isn't that crazy?
Like the future, but it's still going to be a rookie quarterback on a 3-win team. The Commanders starting Sam Howell, so they're going to win 8 games.
Crazy, isn't it? By the way, I'll take a Super Bowl ring for 3 or 4 years of being bad. I didn't get a ring, but I mean, I'll take that experience. All right, so Aaron Donald, their stud lineman. So he suffered the ankle injury in week 13, and he had surgery. And so Les Snead is the general manager of the Rams. This was his quote about it. He said, so we're talking about, hey, this is kind of the blueprint. We might have to play with some younger players, less experienced players on defense per se. And you know what was awesome? He looked you in the eye. He's talking about Aaron Donald. He looked you in the eye, said, here's the deal. I'm good. Just make sure they care. Obviously, I made a commitment to this organization and do everything I can, do my part. Obviously, it's different than what we've seen the past few years. But a lot of young guys will have to step up. I have to be a huge part to help us have success. That was Aaron Donald. I guess when you win the ring, you can eat it for a couple of years, right? Aaron Donald, I'm sure he wants another one, but he got his ring. He made it very clear. It was a big deal to him to win a championship, right? As it is to most. And it comes down to, in your case, how healthy can he be? How good are these young secondary guys? And who the hell's their quarterback?
That's because you can have Aaron Donald, you can have young guys stepping up on defense, but if you're running insurance agents out there at quarterback, it's going to be a long season.
Well, they just drafted your boy from Georgia.
Stetson Bennett.
I mean, is that where we're going with this?
You got 2 Georgia quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, Stetson Bennett.
Georgia's everywhere. Little separated in age, but yes. Yeah, it's nuts. All right, if you're just joining us, the schedule is leaking. Your opening game. First game Thursday night after Labor Day. You knew it was going to be the Chiefs at home. Did you know they were going to play the Lions? Huh? The Lions, who didn't make the playoffs, but that are exciting. Have Dan Campbell, Jared Goff against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'm surprised. But that's where they go. A couple other leaks. Jets will play at home on Black Friday. Jets will play at home on the first Monday night. They get the Bills. Chiefs at home against the Raiders on Christmas. Okay? Start making your plans. Go now. How will you decide? So you go to a Vikings game every year. Is that the deal? When you got your Vikings stuff on, it's NFL day. Like you're all ready to go.
Always. NFL's life. So what I do is I look at my life event calendar, like if I have weddings or comedy shows or whatever. Then the schedule is released. I pick one Vikings game to go to based off my other life events.
Okay. So whatever fits into you.
I know I am going to the Vikings Atlanta game though, whenever that's going to be.
Why is that?
I have to go visit my best friend.
But that's in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no, that's fair.
And then we'll pick a Colts game for the team-in-law.
Okay. When was the last time you went to a Broncos game? I can't remember the last NFL game I went to. I passed up the last bunch of years to go to SoFi. I've had chances and I just couldn't.
Yeah,
make it.
when was the last?
Do you want to
time
know the last time?
Yeah, I do.
It was. I'll tell you the quarterbacks in the game.
All right.
Oh boy. Well, with Denver. Oh boy.
Kyle Orton.
Oh man.
And Jamarcus Russell.
Let's go.
Lane Kiffin was the coach again. Who's the Raiders or the Broncos coach?
Josh McDaniels.
Wow.
Oh, that's
who's now the Raiders coach, by the way. So 7-8 years ago? 9 years ago? 10 years ago?
Woo-wee.
Wow.
And guess who won the game?
Kyle Orton?
Jamarcus Russell.
Is that right?
Let's go.
And then I was like, I will never waste my money on this again.
Fair enough. All right, so a lot of people are mad at a guy for transferring from one power conference team to another in college basketball. His clapback was probably right. You would do it if ... He's probably right. I'll bet you would. Tell you what it was next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Go in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Bach.
On the national holiday that is schedule release of the NFL. Good day to you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610. The sports animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and A. Marie. Lakers had an opportunity to close out the Warriors last night. Warriors hang on and win 121-106. They pull away. Anthony Davis got hit in the head. They are saying this morning it is not a concussion. Knicks stave off elimination. They beat the Heat last night, 112-103. Jalen Brunson scored 38 points for New York. And New Mexico United on the road last night, U.S. Open Cup. Played MLS member Austin FC. Austin beats New Mexico 2-0 to eliminate the black and yellow from the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Those are your headlines this morning. You're welcome to get in at 505-246-0610. It's also the text line, the 377 Brewery hotline, and our text line, 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Lobo Hobo says, unflippin' believable, and said it twice. Jeff, OD callers always complain about the Lobo schedule. They lose their mind when they play at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, but not on the weekend. NBA game, the NBA has no games on Saturday. Depending on what happens tonight and tomorrow, likely none on Sunday. Yet we have like 50 meaningless contests on Christmas Day. WT, you get it. You want to play playoff games on Christmas Day? You can't. Now, I don't know why there's no games on Saturday, and I guess it's going to be because series will be over, right? But I think they're clearing the way for the state track meet, so nobody has a conflict with going out to the state track meet and having to worry about NBA. Don't you think that's what it is?
Yes.
Right? And United are home, so they don't want to. I don't know, man. They like that Sunday for Game 7s. And if there are any Game 7s, and especially if it's Lakers and Golden State. By the way, I saw the something told me, where did I see it? Wilbon had this yesterday. Like the 13 highest rated NBA games, the last 13 highest rated, or 14, were not LeBron James games, they were Steph Curry games. Did you know that?
Makes sense.
I guess. Who do you think?
Warriors won a championship.
Who's the biggest draw in the NBA right now? Individual player. Who's the biggest draw?
In the playoffs last year?
Fair. But what individual player do you think people want to see most in the NBA right now? Who's the most entertaining,
now?
biggest draw? Is it Steph Curry?
I think Steph Curry would be at the top of that list.
Would Giannis be on there? Joel Embiid, LeBron James? Nobody knows who Nikola Jokic is, so.
They should.
Steph, LeBron,
and Giannis.
Because there's plenty of hate watching. that goes on. I don't know if Giannis is that dude yet for like just the I'm gonna send an email because there's no game on guy.
Is that a market thing? Now everybody tells me it doesn't matter what market you're in because every game's on TV. But if he was a New York or LA guy instead of Milwaukee, he's a champion, dude. No, he's a champion. He's an MVP. So is that a market thing? Because why else would you not want to watch Giannis Antetokounmpo? He's unbelievable. Like, to me, he's must-watch TV.
He'd be on my list.
Luka was interesting.
Luka is fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. Transfer portal's an interesting place in college basketball. We talk about this a lot. And Hunter Dickinson is a player who transferred from Michigan to Kansas. And he got a lot of money. And JJ, how much money have you seen he got? Like, did Terry tell me he got like 7 figures to go to Kansas?
I have not seen an official number. I could have just missed it.
Okay. People are beating him up. And I don't know if you've heard this. And as much as you tell me that social media is the greatest thing ever, and you're right, I will also tell you it's the worst thing ever, and I'm right. Can we both be right about the same thing being completely different?
Yes.
All right. They're killing him on social media. Michigan fan. Why would he transfer? And he put this out yesterday. This Hunter Dickinson, really good player, went from Michigan to Kansas. The people hating on me would leave their job right now for a $10,000 increase. I got less than 6 figures to be at Michigan for the year. End quote. All right. I know some of you going, oh, poor guy got okay. First of all, he's right. I firmly 100% agree that the majority of people who are tweeting at him the vitriol would leave their job in a heartbeat for $10,000 more a year, right? I mean,
yes.
think how many times in your career you've made a move
on.
And somebody's paying you $10,000 more a year. You're out, right? Do you blame him for going to Kansas?
No, this is even the top players in college basketball. This is when they're going to be able to maximize their game the most. Hunter Dickinson, he's not a dude that's sliding in the first round right now.
You don't think he'll be a first round pick next year? Good big guy, good skills, not great.
That's not a first round pick in the NBA.
Fair enough. Okay.
And he's maximizing his opportunity and window right now. And again, for a lot of people, they're never going to come around on this, and it's going to take them a long time to realize that college athletics has free agency and money is involved.
He acknowledged in an interview or in somewhere that he made a quote. He called it, I made a selfish decision. To your point, I don't know how open the window is for his earnings in basketball. And what we know now is you can make more money in NIL money at big schools or hell, anywhere, than you can go and play overseas. So if he was going to go, let's play in Slovakia, Poland, Israel, China, wherever, he's probably making more money at Kansas next year than he would be going doing that. How open is that window? Well, you get 5 years to play 4. Right now with COVID, he's in the COVID classes, so he gets 5. People are pissed. But do you think he's wrong? But I mean, and good for him for clapping back. I mean, you can only take so much crap. He said he still appreciates Michigan, but at times last season, quote, sucked because we lost, end quote. And he received a lot of criticism from Michigan fans because he's kind of got a brash personality. And
it comes with it, though, man. Like, you're supposed to be the best player on that team. All-conference player. And you talk about this a lot, Jeff. That even a college athlete, with the way things are changing, you're going to have to learn to take more criticism.
I mean, no matter who you are, man. Look, if you're going to be on social media in this world, you're going to take criticism. Period, right?
Yeah.
You're going to put yourself in the public eye. I don't care if you're a local sports talk radio show host or running for president of the United States. You're going to have to learn how to take take mess on social media. Like, that's just the way it is. And then when you're who he is, and look, he invites it, dude. He wore a ski mask to the Wisconsin game last year. It was the day after the Michigan State mass shooting. It angered Michigan officials then. He said he wore the ski mask because he wanted to, quote, steal a win against the Badgers. Okay. Like he goes out, he's brash, he's outward, he asked for it. Even people who don't ask for it, right, have to take it. I don't think he gives a damn. I mean, I think he gives a damn, but he doesn't give a damn. Does that make sense? Like nobody will, as thick a skin as we all say we have. I was listening to a little bit of Bongino yesterday over on KKOB, and he says, I don't have thick skin. I'll admit it. I have thin skin. He says, I've been doing this 10 years, and we talked about his background. JJ, we all hear the criticism, right?
Yes.
As much as we want to say, I don't care, it's one person, we hear that one person who tells us that we suck way more than we hear the 50 people who tell us, hey, nice job, or good work on that, or appreciate what you do, right? That one person screams, that voice is so much damn louder than the other 50, isn't it? It's because we're human. So I think he hears it and he claps back. But I'm going to tell you on this one, like, just on this particular issue, this is the system, boys and girls. This is where we are. This is, and I get them almost every day. Some of you are complaining about where the transfer portal is and what NIL is and what it means. I don't know where it's going. I had a conversation yesterday, and I kind of was telling you about this, with a local company who is involved with NIL, JJ. Right? They want to be part of NIL. But they're looking at NIL kind of the way it was intended. They wanted to compensate players, global players, for appearances, for social media, and kind of on performance. And they were saying we couldn't get the players to send out a tweet or whatever, right? Let's be very clear. This has become very quickly pay for play, right?
Yes.
Hunter Dickinson's getting a lot of money to go to Kansas and play. He wasn't getting as much in Michigan. He went and made his money. And by the way, it's not like he transferred to Central Kansas or I'm not going to, he went down to a MEAC school. He went to one of the most prolific programs in the history of college basketball, a team that every single year has a chance to win a national championship. By the way, they considered him to be good enough, and they're feeding him that money. You got a problem with him?
No.
You think I'm wrong on thinking that he's correct when he said 10,000? Everybody would, all those people.
Oh, he's right.
Him? Yeah. That's where that is, man. It's. I mean, welcome to today's world. Welcome to today's world. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. As the NFL schedule drips and drips and drips and drops later today, Jordan Love is the full-time quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. What he had to say about his time working with Aaron Rodgers when we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Jim Rowe.
When Dylan Brooks referred to LeBron.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
All right, watching for little drips. You got any more water coming out of that faucet?
Yes.
What do you got?
Sunday, November 19th.
Okay.
Minnesota at Denver.
Minnesota at Denver? All right. All right, there you go. You going to go up for that? That's right up the road. Vikings up the road at Denver? Sunday?
November 19th? Maybe.
November 19th?
We are trying to go to different stadiums every year, too, and we went to that amazing Colts-Denver primetime game last season, so...
That was 6-3, was it not?
Yeah.
That was maybe the worst football game. No, like, honestly.
Oh, man.
I know we said it the
had a
day
good
after.
time.
You get hyperbolic the day, the recency bias. Oh, it's the worst football game. So as we sit here months later, was that
And
still...
it went into overtime. That was the funniest part.
Still the worst football game I've seen in a long time, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a horrible watch.
It was pretty bad.
Who are my quarterbacks that day?
I
mean, if you can remember Jamarcus Russell versus who? Neckbeard?
I mean, it was...
Did Russ play?
Yeah. Russell Wilson was playing... who... I forgot. If it wasn't Matt Ryan, I don't think.
Ellinger?
It was 12-9.
Yeah, I forgot who played. I forgot who played the quarterback.
Matt Ryan was the quarterback.
Oh, he was playing. Okay.
He was 26 of 41 for 251 yards, 2 interceptions. Russell Wilson was 21 of 39, 274 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, obviously.
Obviously, it's all
in that game.
12-9. Who won?
The Colts.
Who cared?
Well,
so did you walk out of
the
their
party
house?
I was with? Yes.
Chase McLaughlin 4 for 4. Brandon McManus 3 for 4.
There's your kickers, man.
I mean, come on. In fantasy, I mean, you're happy.
Brandon McManus, New Mexico Bowl alum.
Let's
That's how I remember it.
go.
Yeah, that's how I know. He's been there. Like, dude, he's been.
A kicker for a long.
So here's when you know your franchise is really good, and I say that certainly sarcastically. Your kicker has been like the best, most consistent part of your franchise for the last decade.
Yes.
Not your front office, not your president, not your quarterback, not your offensive line, your defense.
That was
Your
the Thursday
kicker.
night game, right? Oof.
Your kicker has been the best, most consistently good part of your franchise for the last decade. That's how good your team is. Yes. Your team, which, again, this still blows my mind, I believe to have the longest current playoff drought in the NFL. Denver, how long do you think people would go before they said Denver Broncos when it got to that? Right? But that's where we are. All right. Jordan Love is the quarterback of the Green Bay Football Packers. So how does he feel, at least publicly, about his time with Aaron Rodgers? Like, Rodgers never really said anything bad about Jordan Love, did he?
No.
Publicly, he always said good things, right?
I've only heard good things from both parties.
Love's grateful for his time with Aaron Rodgers, but, quote, he says, I'll admit, I think the hardest time was when he re-signed the contract last year. It was kind of like, okay, well, where do we go from here? What do I do? And I think I sat back, thought to myself, and just came back with the approach like, let's go out, go ball, and ball out any opportunity I get, end quote. That was that 3-year, 150. So he thought he was 3 more years sitting behind Rodgers, who was making $150 million. Like he was probably figuring, I'm going to wither away on the vine and never get a shot.
Yeah. And you're like, well, it's cool being a first round pick, but
I got paid a little bit. Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, not for as long, I don't believe, but it was the same concept. And he became better. That's not arguable, is it? Aaron Rodgers was a better quarterback career than Brett Favre. If they get what's going to be satisfactory for that team? So if they make the playoffs, that means Jordan Love was good. Maybe not great, maybe, but we're on path. Compare him to somebody that he's got to be as good as who? He's got to be this good, because as much as he's in his 4th year, he's kind of in his rookie year, right? He's not a rookie. He's been around, but he hasn't played. So for this to be successful, for it to work out, Jordan Love's got to be as good, if not better than whom?
If they make the playoffs,
right,
this is a win.
100%.
Because the fact that they got 2 back-to-back franchise quarterbacks is insane to start with.
It's never
and the expectations can't be for that.
Yeah.
It just can't. Because that's just the odds of that actually happening are astronomical.
The only time I can think of it was Montana and Young, right? When Steve Young replaced Joe Montana. I don't have another one.
If Jordan Love has the Packers as a playoff football team, that is a gigantic win.
So he's got to play as good as what? Kirk Cousins? Yeah. Is Kirk Cousins like the mean quarterback? Like
he shouldn't be.
But is he?
Should be higher than that.
When you think of who is baseline good quarterback, right? This is where the mean is. This is the average. This is if my guy's this good, we got a chance. If he's below it, we're in trouble. If he's better, then we could be really good. I mean, is there another guy that you would put at that level? Kirk Cousins, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. That's the mean, average quarterback in the NFL.
And that's after one year. So I would still kind of lean on Cousins, but okay. Right? There's not another guy that you say, because you think Derek Carr
passing yards in the NFL.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins had the 4th most passing yards in the NFL last season.
The narrative's never going to change.
Like, that's not league average.
So who would your comparison be? I mean, I understand numbers wise, and specifically that number puts him in the upper echelon.
What about him and Dak?
What about him and Derek Carr?
And Derek Carr.
I mean, should Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins,
Jared Goff.
I was just going to Jared Goff. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of okay. So if he plays as well as them, if he's in that bucket, I mean, I don't even know if Matthew Stafford's still in that bucket anymore. So is that kind of where he's got to be for this to be a success? If he plays that well, will the Packers make the playoffs? If he plays as well as Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, if he's that good, will they make the playoffs?
Yes.
I think so too.
Because the NFC is not that challenging to be a top 7 team. You figure that the Vikings and Lions should be ahead of them, but that's not a gigantic gap.
Hardly.
For the Packers to overcome.
They were one game,
and we'll see what Justin Fields does as well. I'm not sleeping on Justin Fields.
Don't.
Especially if they keep getting him weapons.
I was just going to say they just got him weapons. Yes. Don't underestimate the DJ Moore trade there. The throw in on that pick was DJ Moore. I think that could be the best thing that ever happened to Justin Fields. You think I'm way overvaluing him?
No, he needed weapons.
They got him a number
Give
one
him a
receiver.
receiver.
They got him a number one receiver.
Good move.
Darnell Mooney was not that guy.
No. And he has Chase Claypool.
Yeah. So now he's got, and Mooney's still there, right? So if you tell me more Mooney and Claypool, all right, all of a sudden I got weapons. Kmet was becoming a good tight end. Then they go out and get him another running back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that. But so what's the mean? If you tell me Jordan Love has got to be as good as Carr, Goff, those guys, okay, they got D'Onta Foreman. And Khalil Herbert.
I mean,
is who they got.
I'd give the man a year to start to then start playing that game.
By the way, D'Onta Foreman was good.
No, the years now though.
That's what I'm saying.
The years now.
Yeah.
Like it's if you look at the NFC, the Packers have to jump teams that are falling. Tampa Bay's fallen, and
yes,
so I think the Packers could be in that mix with the Detroit Lions, with the Seattle Seahawks. Is Derek Carr? If you're saying he's that guy, just so the Saints would be in that conversation.
Yeah, if he plays as good as those guys, if you say Jordan Love is as good as Dak Prescott and Jared Goff and Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins, he's in that bucket.
In the NFC,
yeah,
he can lock in 2 teams, Philadelphia and San Francisco.
Can you lock in San Francisco with the uncertain quarterback play?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? They have to run Sam Darnold out there for 4 or 5 games?
Because I believe that they are the best roster in the NFL.
I agree too. And they've been very far and almost won a Super Bowl without a star elite quarterback.
How long ago was that?
They've been very dominant in the last couple of years. And if they didn't lose 4 quarterbacks, they could have beat Philly.
They could have, but they didn't. And we don't know that they would have. I mean, they could have, yes. If they didn't.
They could.
So you're saying they would have won that game?
Yes.
I call BS on that, but okay.
All right, I disagree with you.
I firmly disagree with you.
Well, you should have more respect for the 49ers. They have a really good roster.
It's the 49ers.
Wait. Because I don't think they would have beat the team that went to the Super Bowl, I have no respect for them? That's not at all what I'm saying. I don't believe they would have won the game. I have a ton of respect for them. They were really good. And I agree with you on the roster. They almost, in your words, won the Super Bowl like 4 or 5 years ago with Jimmy Garoppolo. They went to the NFC Championship the last 2 years and lost, so they didn't almost win the Super Bowl those 2 years.
Yeah.
And just because I believe that the Eagles would have beat them doesn't mean I have no respect for them. I've got way more respect than I want to have for them.
Well, I know it's hard for you too. With being in the division.
but I don't think they would have beat the Eagles. But I mean, so we could disagree on that. We'll never know the answer.
The 49ers are the outrageous outlier that I still have so much
the roster's
trust
really
in them, and they don't have, like you to your point, they could be starting Sam Darnold at quarterback.
Which is my point.
But the NFC, outside of that, if you want to say, all right, there's bound to be regression because of that, which is a fair conversation to have. The teams that would you lock in right now? Out Philadelphia, Dallas, Minnesota.
I'm not locking Dallas into
so
the playoffs.
it's
how are you locking Dallas into the playoffs?
Out.
12-win team.
I mean, I would suggest they're in the playoffs. I
Out
won't,
of
I
the
won't lock
NFC
them.
East?
I won't lock them because I think they're in.
That's a tough division.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd lock Dallas, and I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think like if you said.
So that's what makes it.
Yeah, I think San Francisco would. Would I feel really firm about playoff teams right now? Yeah, I feel good about the Eagles, the Niners, and probably the Cowboys.
Well, especially that division.
Here's my other sneaky team, but they can't be on that list because they made the playoffs. I think Seattle's going to be good.
Me too.
I think Seattle's going to be nice, man. If Geno has another year in him, they kind of loaded up around him. I think they draft incredibly well. They develop incredibly well. Their defense got way, way better than I thought they were going to be last year. They've got 2 stud receivers.
And they drafted a young receiver, too, to add to that mix.
I think they're good. No, look, I agree with you guys on San Francisco's roster. If they got to run 4 games with Sam Darnold, 5 games with Sam Darnold.
I'm not comparing Sam Darnold to Jimmy G because I don't think Jimmy G gets enough credit. But if you have an amazing roster like that and have a serviceable quarterback, we've never seen Sam Darnold on a team like this.
Okay.
I'm not saying I have faith in. I'm like he's the best. I'm just saying it might make a difference having a roster.
Yeah, a year ago I'm on that. I just and I want Sam Darnold to be good. I actually kind of like Sam Darnold. Is he serviceable?
On the 49ers, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Look, if you're going to ask me,
Look who's surrounding him.
Yeah. And I look at that division, I'm like, I mean, the Rams are not good. The Cardinals roster is not good. Seattle's nice, but they're better than Seattle. Like, do I think they're really good? I give them more respect than I want to give San Francisco. Way more respect. And look, they had a quarterback whose arm was hanging on by a thread. They couldn't. But do I think they would have beat Philly? I'm not going to go that far. I thought Philly was going to win the game going in when they had Brock Purdy healthy. I still think Philly would have won if Brock Purdy stayed healthy. But we'll never know the answer to that, right?
And that's also why the NFC, I think you have higher expectations for someone even like Jordan Love, starting with how close the Lions, Packers, and Vikings could be just in that division race. All of a sudden with Tom Brady gone, are the Saints the favorite, or can Bryce Young do something as a rookie? So
in the South?
That's an open spot.
I have no idea on the South.
Yeah, Atlanta won 7 games last
year. The quarterback I have the most faith is in New Orleans, but what does he have around him? How much faith do you have in the rest of that roster? A year ago, I really was buying into it, and then I watched them play, and I'm like, that was the one I missed on last year was New Orleans. Flat out missed on New Orleans. I certainly overvalued them. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. So Jordan Love needs to be how good? Play like whom? To be a success.
Good.
And get Green Bay into the playoffs. He probably has to play like John Thomas Jewelers. That's how good he's got it. Well, you know what? He doesn't have to be that good. John Thomas is really, 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 really good. Like John Thomas Jewelers is the best. They would be like the Patrick Mahomes of jewelry stores. The best jewelry store, period, bar none. And I went in John Thomas Jewelers on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. It's just 1 block south of Manal in Louisiana, right across from Coronado Mall. They have their own custom design shop, their own repair shop there. Anything you need jewelry-wise, there's no other place. Don't go to a mall jeweler and just stop in and buy something out of a case or have them fix it because it's going to cost way more because they're going to send it out of state and whatever. No, they do more custom jewelry at John Thomas Jeweler in a week than most people do in a year. And that's because they do it right here in Albuquerque. If you can dream it, they can make it. And I've watched it. I've seen it. I looked at the beautiful pieces at John Thomas Jewelers. In fact, I made a purchase there a couple months ago. Went over really, really well. It's a winner. And if you're looking for that beautiful, perfect engagement ring, customized, that'll make it yours, like yours and hers, there is no other place. And now, John Thomas Jewelers is giving away, with a purchase of $5,999, a trip to the Dominican Republic. This isn't a contest. This isn't you get entered for. No. While supplies last, you go in there and you purchase $5,999 or more, you're going to the DR. All inclusive. Everything's included. Go take advantage of this. It's gift and a trip right there all at once. John Thomas Jewelers, if you can dream it, they can make it. They're on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building in Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, and at johnthomasjewelers.com.
pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca.
Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding.
Thanks on the text line. Says, to be fair, I'm a Raiders fan, and our kicker is also the best part of our team for the greater part of the last decade. Carlson, yeah. That's right. That probably means you didn't win a lot. I need a good kicker, don't get me wrong. I think kicker's part of what you need, but it's not my priority, and if my kicker's the best part of my team, I probably got a problem. This is a text we were talking about yesterday when we got into the Huggins thing. This is a follow-up to my text yesterday when I asked who was that play-by-play announcer who got fired for wrongdoing on air. What was his infraction? I was referring to Tom Brenneman, suspended as an announcer during and after the Cincinnati Reds game due to a horrific anti-gay slur he made while not sure his mic was hot, as he apologized and he said, "I might not be retained," and he continued to call the game in front of him.
And there's a deep drive to right field by Castellanos.
Yeah,
And
might be
goodbye.
the last one I ever called. That's right. Yeah, that's who that was. All right. Got an email. I don't know. This might be the first United actual about football soccer that we've gotten. Garcia says New Mexico United's majors. This is interesting. JJ, do you buy into this? Says, I was talking to a football fan, and they were saying the reason United are so mediocre in their league is because they put all their energy into winning Open Cup games. The Open Cup is their majors. It's like in golf. Nobody cares about, or Brooks Koepka. How about that? No, I shouldn't say nobody. Didn't care about playing in the, here we go, the John Deere. But it was all about playing in the Masters, the Open, the U.S. Open, the PGA. By the way, the PGA is next week. Do you buy into that?
Not at all, because if you are out, it's May 11th. Like, they didn't go on a run last year. They have to focus on the Open Cup.
They only went on that run one year,
Yeah.
and I do remember that during that run they were losing
It's
matches.
Your fixtures get a little tighter, you're playing more games, but it's only
Your what get more tighter?
fixtures.
Fixtures.
Fixtures, yeah.
Spell that.
Fixtures. Yeah, fixtures.
What does that mean? I don't know that term. I honestly, I like
another term for schedule.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fixtures.
Okay, I honestly did not know the concept.
Table.
So okay. I honestly did not. I don't know that I've ever heard. Fixtures is schedule.
Yes.
Okay, I did not know that. Okay.
100%.
100%.
Gets a little tighter, but it's not to that extent at all.
Yeah, I don't know that I buy that, Garcia. I just
like you're playing games in July and August. You're
right.
Open Cup's run's over. So what's
their USL championship record is 2 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. Correct? Can that be just who they are? Can they just be? I mean, I know they got a great crowd, and the headline for every game is a crowd. And even if there's 6,000 there, they can't not announce 10,000, right? Which is cool. I think it's wonderful that people love this team, and there's a buzz around it, and they do draw really well.
But I think that is a challenge then for what's the true expectation for this team? Like, how good are they really? Because they get championship level support,
right?
And it's been mid-table performance.
And that's kind of where I was going. Is it okay to say they're probably a middle of the road? I know you can't say minor league soccer team, but they're an average minor league soccer team, which is fine. That's good. That's kind of what the Isotopes have been for years, an average to below average minor league baseball team, and people accept it, and they go out and had 15,000 on Cinco de Mayo.
It's different because I think more people care about the result.
100%.
So that's why
100%.
This happens. And it's a soccer thing to about every month and a half, if your team is not performing, to want to fire the coach.
I hear that a lot about this coach.
Legitimate thing. Like if you watch
Ted Lasso.
You don't have to watch Ted Lasso. I mean, like if you just see like news stories comes up, it's why it feels like every month and a half, like Chelsea or Tottenham or something, like it's hiring a new manager. It's what they do. And so it's such a soccer thing that if you're struggling, go boom, fire the coach. But you're also a USL championship team that doesn't have that kind of financial backing to think that you can do that all.
You know, there's something I learned a long time ago. You get familiar with players, right? So I remember, and I think this goes all the way back to when I was in college. I worked for the college radio station in KCR in San Diego. And God, you get familiar with the players because they've been here 3 years, 4 years. You know them. You're like, wow, they're really good. Why aren't they winning? And the reality is they probably were not that good, right? And, you know, you look around, well, I'd rather have our point guard than theirs. No, you wouldn't. There's a familiarity. So as good as – and there's a number of names on this roster who've been here for 2, 3, 4 years, right? Does familiarity tend to blur into how good a player is? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you overvalue what you think your team should be? Because I've heard for years the Cowboys should be. They all the talent they should be. Well, they're not. Is the familiarity on the roster and names that you know, do you think that's overinflated the expectations? And maybe they're good, but they're just not good enough.
I think in some cases there is. Now, if you look, Chris Wheaton hasn't been playing this year. He's been out due to injury, and he's their best midfielder and someone that's creating chances.
Yeah.
I think there's pieces that are legitimately good, but then the rest of it can be hype.
Yeah, I think familiarity breeds hype, and I have said this, and I respect this immensely about New Mexico United. Their hype machine is terrific. Their PR department, their social media department is big league. Like they're really, really, really good. But I wonder, the expectation, and is it sacrilege, JJ, to say, they're an average USL team? That's what they've been, right? They're not horrible. And I know they tell you they're championship level, but it feels like, each year they're playing for one of those last spots.
I still don't get what happened after 2020.
In regards to what?
Letting go of Troy Lesesne. That was that.
Yeah.
And I've actually sat down with Troy Lesesne at
San Jose.
In San Jose, just talking, and he still was speaking highly, of the time, asking how everything's going. But I was looking at him like, they played the whole season on the road, had a winning record that year. They were 8-4-3 in that 2020 season after what they did in 2019. And then you're like, yeah, we're changing at coach, and you're getting.
And it was really spooky, wasn't it? It was really quiet. And
I don't know. Did Troy feel like, hey, I want to move on? Did he know that he was going to get an opportunity on MLS coaching staff, type of thing? Not sure about that, but they have not been better since they made that.
I don't think by any metric have they been
12,
better.
10, and 10 last year.
Yeah, they're 2-3-2 now, and I know it's early. You're only 7 games in. I hear, and I was with somebody who does it, when I said I don't know a lot of people who are big into it. This person certainly is involved. On Friday night after the draw, they're on the I want a different coach train, and you're telling me that's a pretty populated train.
Yeah, and especially in the sport of soccer, it really is for soccer fans to even do multiple changes in season, just because it's something you see so many big clubs do across the world, which is you can't treat a USL championship team like that because they just don't have the financial ability. But because that's one thing I do look at and go, what is just philosophical differences? Because I look at a guy in Troy Lesesne who then immediately moved on, got an opportunity on MLS coaching staff, and then
he's a head coach in the MLS right now.
When they made the move, they tabbed him to lead New York Red Bulls right now.
So he must be pretty good. Yeah. They play a lot of games overseas. They might be forced out of their home stadium for 2 years. That is the NFL's schedule's ready to drop. Who may have to find a home? Hey, bring them to Albuquerque. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. After time.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please
bring them here. You know how the Oklahoma City Thunder got the Oklahoma City Thunder? You know how they became an NBA city? Oklahoma City's not much bigger than here now. There's more corporate money there. There's more corporations there. But you know how? Do you remember how Oklahoma City proved themselves to be an NBA-worthy city? It was after Katrina when the New Orleans, I want to say at the time they were still the New Orleans Hornets. But when New Orleans could not play at home because their arena was being used for housing, and then remember all the horrific after Katrina. So Oklahoma City said, "We'll come play here," and they supported them so well. And then it's like, whoa! And then they went and stole the Seattle SuperSonics, and here they are. Now they got a first-team All-NBA guy. So bring them to Albuquerque. Now I know it's not going to happen because there's nowhere to play, but the Jacksonville Jaguars may have to find a place to play for 2 years. Now, granted, they play 2 games every year, 2 of their 8 home games in London this year. But there's going to be significant, is what they're calling it, renovations to their stadium, TIAA Bank Stadium. And they have to go through that in order to keep the team in Jacksonville. So it could force them out of Jacksonville for a few seasons. The mayor of the city was on Jacksonville radio today, so they could play their home games elsewhere for 2 years. That would be 2025 and 26 while the stadium's under renovations. Quote, this is the mayor of Jacksonville. The goal would be to play somewhere in Jacksonville. Those discussions are happening, but 2 years is the goal. I don't know that they're considering certain sites that are local that could accommodate them for 2 years. End quote. And I don't know what they have there. They've got the University of North Florida can hold up to 12,000 people. Jags haven't talked with anybody else. Bring them, right? Orlando, they'll go somewhere there. Orlando would probably be the answer, right? They've got that Citrus Bowl Stadium, Camping World Stadium that holds 60,000 people.
Or
they can go to Gainesville.
Or
they can go to Tallahassee, where Florida State is. Those are 88 and 79,000.
Or
they can come to Albuquerque.
Or
what are you saying?
Test run for a team in London.
Well, that's and Wembley Stadium's got 90, and I how much I don't like that. I just, but that could be it too, right? Bring them here, dude.
University Stadium.
Yeah. No suites, parking issues. United might fight that because of game dates. What?
I think it's funny.
Bring them, the Burke Jaguars.
Build a stadium. Build a stadium here.
There we go. Burke Jaguars. Can you see the NFL being a tenant working with United on that?
Oh yeah.
I cannot either. But yeah, that may be reality. All right, any more drips? Have you heard any more drips other than the Patriots are going to honor Tommy at their home opener, but then they don't know exactly when it is.
Return of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's going back up there. What else I got? Just want to make sure I got all of your correspondence in. Have you heard that Zach? So this is look at this. Look at it. Come on now. I got United stuff. Have you heard Zach Prince? He's the head coach of United. Have you heard Zach Prince even talk? He sounds. I'm reading this. This isn't me. He sounds like some kind of high school stoner, surfer stoner. Like, hey man, groovy right on past the doobie, bro. I don't know that I think that. Do you? I don't. In fact, no. I don't think that at all. But that's an impression somebody has. I don't know Zach at all. So normally I kind of I felt I knew Troy a little bit. I know you know him pretty well. Do you know Zach at all? Good dude, like
just normal press conference interactions.
Okay. All right. But you're telling me, would you say majority?
I wouldn't say majority.
Or there's just noise, the vocal minority's out, right? And that's always how it is with coaches. Let's get rid of coaches. Okay. I don't know. They're home this
That's what
weekend.
you want, man. You want to be one of the best in your league. You want to say, hey, this means more, and this is what comes with it.
Gus is in on the Isotopes. For every Isotopes win at Survive and Advance, they beat the Stars last night. That would be the 51s. Or no, what are they now, the Aviators? It's a bonus win, he says. They hope to make one final run at the first half belt starting next week with 12 straight in the friendly confines. Back at it today. When's the day game this week? Is it today? Trying to look at it. Do we have day baseball today on the schedule today? There's usually a home or a one day game per series. I mean, that's last week's schedule over there, so I don't even know. I missed again. Why is that thing in the corner? All right, who do I got tonight? You got games tonight. Who you got? NBA, Boston, Philly. First of all, are you guys, how are you watching tonight? So you watching the schedule release party, or are you watching Boston, Philly?
I always have multi-screens in my house,
You're
Jeff.
multi-screening this thing? So sound up will be what?
I'll go back and forth. It depends on what I'm enjoying.
All right, what are you watching? Hoops. Hey, I'm watching the hoops too. All right, Boston, Philly. Does Philly close it out at home, or are they going back to Massachusetts for Game 7?
Let's go Game 7.
All right, I'm going closeout tonight, Philly. Who do you got?
Philly.
All right. Phoenix needs to win at home to stave off the Nuggets. I got Nuggets closing them tonight. On the road. On the road.
I think Suns are going to do it.
You both got Suns. All right, we'll find out tomorrow. Or tonight, in fact. We're back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., award-winning radio. Look forward to catching you then. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowards after that. Is there day baseball or night baseball?
There's not a schedule in
All
here,
right.
and I'm so sorry.
All right, no worries, no worries. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 then, and then you get Isotopes in Las Vegas. Hey, Marie, great work.
Thank you.
Adrian looks good on the visual side as always. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Hey, we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. now's a great time to have your check-in with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.